Test one, two, test one, two, test one, two, test one, two. Good evening on this winter, snowy, wet, icy night from NYC. We got a confession tonight. Let's wait for another 30 seconds and then we're going to get right into it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, my people. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I hope you are staying warm. I am Juanqui, and welcome to my world. It's a cornucopia of stuff. Just shake the old cornucopia and see what falls out, honey. Oh my gosh! I hope you guys are staying warm. Today was met with taking a personal day, some PTO. That's right. I was not about to venture out in the snow, and then it involved lots of shoveling. Well, not shoveling. We have the machines, the machines but walking the machines. You still gotta walk the machines. Now it's 21. You still gotta push the machines, and figuring out where to place all this snow. All these inches, there is 21. The girls got their inches plus some. It was an orgy of inches. Okay? It was salacious. It was abundant. It was long, hard, and uncut. And it did its thing. It did her Donna. It ran through New York City and the East Coast states. Baby. People are trying to deal with it as we speak still. So we dealt with that, right? Figuring out where to put all these inches at. And then of course. What, cause why wouldn't she? Mama Pro is making a surprise visit tomorrow. We just got word via a screenshot of her plane tickets. She is jumping on a plane and visiting her child and her son-in-law tomorrow. Okay, drop a bomb on Mama Pro. So then that inspired me running around like a Tasmanian devil around this house, dusting and throwing things out and putting things away, and just making sure and washing and folding clothes, and just that required all of that. But I love my mama. Hulk loves my mama. She's always welcome. I know she listens to my videos. And, well, how do you talk the way that you talk? And your mama's listening because she knows I'm a performer, okay? All right? This ain't the first time she's been in the audience. She's been in the audience when I've been in the legitimate Broadway stage. Off-Broadway stage, I should say. Okay, so she knows what the deal is. Anyway, let me not belabor this anymore. We have a confession. And it goes like this. Oh, for those of you who do not know, I peruse the streets, the internet streets daily, and I find people that need advice, find people that are in search of confessions, find people who just want to rant, and then I select one or two. And then I come through, read them for you guys, and then I give you my wonky thoughts and my wonky views on the topic. I've been coming live like this consistently, all right, since December 1st, 2025. Drop a bomb on that for the consistency. At some point, I'm going to call out, but we're not going to talk about that because I'm having a good old time, Savannah, doing it right now, and we're going to stick with it. All right. Today's reading from the confessions, and this is all NYC people. I've gone locally sourced, fucked up individuals that need to vent, rant, and confess. And it goes like this: I currently work for a store that I used to actively shoplift from. Okay, And he better be a non-melanated girl. I, 20, female, used to be an active shoplifter when I was a minor. There wasn't a store safe from me and my fingers. It wasn't even anything needed to survive. A lot of it was junk food or beauty supplies. I'm not going to name the store out of anonymity, but it only exists within a certain area of America, aka not Walmart, not Target, not Kroger, or any other nationwide stores. I was never caught or approved by an employee. I think she meant to say like apprehended by an employee. So I thought I was fine. There's nobody actively watching the cameras like they do at Target and Walmart. I applied to the location back in November and got hired and everything and everything early December. Nobody has said anything to me about me. All the employees and the managers like me as far as I can tell. I haven't shoplifted since I became a legal adult almost 3 years now. I'll be 21 soon. This explains her stupidity. That's a side note. Let's go back in. In general, I've probably taken 2,000 worth of stuff. A felon. Ooh, she out here salaciously bragging about felonies. She says, like I said, every single store I went into from my specific job, probably only like $150 to $200. I'm really not sure they will be able to do anything legally since it was such a small amount, end quotes. I don't have the urge to do it anymore. Girl, you talk. I think mainly it was because my parents rarely brought me anything extra besides the basics. Food, clothing, hygiene stuff. If this bitch don't get out of my face. Sorry, that was another aside. Let's go back in. I rarely caps got anything else. I don't want to bring it up and risk losing my job. Is this bitch for real? I doubt any camera system will be able to hold daily footage going back 2 to 3 years. Let me tell you this. These people are crazy. She's insane. She's insane and searching and looking for attention in the worst possible way. First of all, the whole shoplifting thing. Because you were bored or because they never bought you anything. Well, did they ever introduce you to like a summer job, summer youth here in New York City? Something where you make your own money and then you go spend your own money? This has to be a non-melanated person. It absolutely has to be. Let's read some of the comments and then I'm going to go in. The first one says, keep your mouth shut. Stop overthinking this. They obviously don't know anything or they wouldn't have hired you. Somebody else says, if they knew, you wouldn't be hired. And you'd be surprised how many stores don't actually have cameras. Just dummies. At least back when we were younger. Also, holding footage takes space. There's no way they are backlogging that far. They have no reason to. Somebody else says, as long as you don't tell, we won't tell. Somebody else says, then you know where the good stuff is. And then somebody else says, why would you tell anyone? Okay. They're clearly searching for attention. Growing up and coming across so many different people at jobs, during tours, performances, audience members, quote unquote acquaintances, friends, people I work with, people I perform with. There's a lot of mental illness going around. There's a lot of undiagnosed, untreated mental illness. There's a lot of unresolved issues. Okay? There's a lot of people that want attention by all means necessary, even if it's negative attention, even if it means falling behind bars. They are looking for that attention. This person says they're 20 now, 20 female. This 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 is a result of ghetto behavior, hood rat behavior being glorified on social media, on reality TV, or even in mainstream media as a whole. That you have the audacity, A, to have done it, B, to have no remorse whatsoever and go apply at the same locations where you were doing what you was doing. And then on top of that, to come to the internet streets to confess. Drop a bomb on that. Ma'am, you's a special type. You is a special type. And granted, you may not pay for it per se by having to pay it back or get arrested, get a little record, honey. But eventually, you will pay for it if you catch my drift. Eventually, all things are paid for. When you get up to them gates, or you get denied the ability to stand up at the gates, everything is paid for. It's insane. I've never shoplifted. That it was never a thing for me. I've heard people, they say it's just for the rush. What the fuck a rush? Get on a fucking roller coaster. Go to Coney Island and ride the Cyclone in the spring and the summer. Get on a stage and perform. Feel that rush. Feel that motherfucking adrenaline. Go jump off a plane, out of a plane. Go skydiving. If you are looking for that rush. If you're looking for that rush. My husband, the Incredible Hulk, says all that anxiety she is having is half the payback. Laughing out loud. She has no peace mentally. But then, Hulk, for that bitch to go and apply at the job, that right there was a FU. That right there was more like, that right there was her even going. You know how they say that the killer always goes back? The killer goes, stands behind the police lines to see what's going on. Or they go to the funeral and shit, to the viewing, to see their work. Or they take a piece of whatever they did, or, as a memento, as a trophy. That right there is that activity. That you will go back out of all the stores available to go back to the one you stole from. To now be shitting bricks and be confused, scared, pulling your hair out of your roots, don't know what to do, to come out to these streets and get read by Juanqui Pro on a winter snowy night. You're trash. You're absolutely trash, and you deserve to get caught. And like I said, even if you don't get caught by the store, Sephora or wherever it is that you is at, it gives me Sephora tease. I have the vibrations of Sephora. Cosmetics and shit. Even if you don't pay it, then you're going to pay it eventually. And if not, once you leave that life and you find a man that, or a woman that you want to marry, and you build a home, and you know what I'm saying? And now you go to school, you no longer live that type of lifestyle, you have a child, and that child turns out to be the biggest shoplifter ever around. And now you're taking trips to Rikers Island. Well, Rikers Island is going to be closed by then. But the next best thing, to visit your only child that has a stealing that right there is part of your payback. Drop a bomb on that, Miss Thing. There's such thing as karma. Karmic debt. Okay? Kingpin shoplifter. That's right. Absolutely ridiculous that people need to have what happened to family secrets? What happened to, because this bitch is so dumb. This bitch is so dumb, thinking, I'm gonna come out here and just confess. Everything is trackable. Everything is traceable. Girl, they're gonna pull that IP address, not for no $200, but I'm just saying, if somebody really wanted to put you out there, there's ways to figure out who the fuck this bitch is. Absolutely. Absolutely, there's ways to figure out who the fuck this bitch is. And then what? Dummy. Just looking for attention. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, it's a Monday night. It's the beginning of the week. I hope you have a productive, safe, reliable, satisfying, and fulfilling week. Okay? I know. Many people were upset that they had to work Sunday during a state of emergency in New York City. The Broadway shows went on, except for 4 of the major ones, but every other show and all the performers were cussing the union out. If you had to go in Sunday, if you had to go in today, I feel for you. I understand. I absolutely understand. But they say that the snow has stopped. Now we have below 0 temperatures to look forward to through the end of the week. Okay. And we are just at the middle. I wouldn't even at the middle of the winter. We still got February coming through with the madness and ready to do it. Anyway, I want to thank you for coming through. Bundle up, be safe, be careful if you're shoveling snow and all that. I saw the youth walking up and down my street with them shovels, selling shovel services for $40. $40. And it was 3 of them. So that's 40 divided by 3. Okay? I was like, that. There you go. That's really good. The youth going up there making a business, and they were urban minority youth. Okay? I love it. Love to see it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. Even though Mama Pro is gonna be up in here, I will still be coming through because I'm not calling out. I've not called out yet, and I don't plan in calling out. I don't intend to. All right, stay warm, stay safe. I will see you tomorrow with another either confession or rant or me on camera. I don't know. Tune in to see what you're going to get. With that said, everybody have a good night. Be safe, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.